Welcome to Once Upon a Tiny Farm, where this year it's our mission to grow enough food for our family of 4 to eat for an entire year. In today's video, I'm going to give you a tip for those of you at home that don't have a greenhouse, that want to get seeds started early in the season, like right now in the beginning of March for the growing season. And I'm going to show you how I do that for very, very cheap, actually free almost. So stick around. If you're new here, please hit subscribe. So you see here, I have a bunch of containers. These were actually food containers from different things like salads or foods from restaurants that we got to go, like Chipotle, things like that. And we'll often get containers like this that come with lids, clear lids. And I'll often save these and reuse them as a greenhouse, because this becomes a really great way to start a whole lot of seeds in a small space in your kitchen early in the season when it's still too cold to bring them out to a greenhouse like I'm in right now. It's still too cold for some crops to germinate because the outside temperatures are just so cold. But if we could take things indoors in a container like this with a clear lid, we can get some things like tomatoes and peppers to germinate under more better conditions and warmer conditions to get them to sprout and grow. And the best part is we bought these for food, not for, growing them as a greenhouse. So they get an extra usage from me, and I extend the usage of these things before they end up in a landfill, which they still eventually probably will, but at least I'm getting more use out of these plastics. So today I'm gonna start some tomatoes, some peppers, and I'm gonna do that indoors in our house because it's raining right now outside, and you probably can't even hear this very well. So let's take this show indoors and we'll seed these inside. So this first tray, I'm gonna be seeding some tomatoes. These are Amish paste seeds that I saved from last year myself. I love doing that. So I'm gonna do some of those. And I've got some San Marzano seeds, also ones that I actually saved from ones that I grew in here. So I'm gonna grow 10 of the San Marzano, and I'm gonna plant 10 of these Amish paste. And I have 2 raised beds set aside to grow these specific varieties. So we'll see which one does better. I like them both, and I like paste tomatoes, and we want to grow more paste tomatoes so we could have more salsa and sauce for pastas and different things like that. So with these tomatoes, we're gonna plant them pretty close together. And we're doing that to save space. They're not gonna grow entirely in this little space, but we're just trying to sprout them. So as soon as these sprout and we see those first 2 true leaves, we're gonna want to take them out and put them in a separate pot so they can grow to the normal size. But this is just a way to get them growing and get them sprouted. It's still too cold to do this outside. So I'm gonna seed a few extra for each one, and just in case the germination's not that good. See, I just dropped like 4 in a clump. It's okay. If I have extra, we'll just give some to friends and family. But I do want to grow more tomatoes, especially these plum style tomatoes. How many did I just plant? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, definitely more than I needed. So there's the Amish paste on that side. I'm really bad with marking which ones, what I plant after I plant them. So I always say I'm going to remember what I planted, but I never do. But if I don't remember this, I'll at least realize it when they grow, because the San Marzano is a little bit more of a skinnier plum tomato compared to the Amish paste is a fatter pear-shaped tomato that I really like. So here's the San Marzano. I'm not sure how great this seed is. I actually didn't realize I still had, so I'm gonna plant these a little bit dense. Not sure, I'm sure they'll still germinate, but it might not be great germination. So some of these are stuck together in a clump.
Well, at least you'll get a few germinated.
Yeah, we want to make sure that we at least get some to germinate. And there you go. We got 1 row of San Marzano, and we got 1 row of the Amish paste. So they're in there. Sometimes I like to cover them with like perlite or vermiculite. I don't have them in the house right now. So here, I'm just gonna use my fingers and kind of, I made a little row with my finger. I'm just gonna kind of pinch them down so we can't see them. I'm not planting them so deep, just a little bit so that the soil covers them, but not that they're buried. We don't want to bury them. I'll do the same on this side. We just want to cover them up. And then we'll grab our little sprayer and get them nice and moist. And then a lid. This isn't even the right lid to put on top of this, but it's enough lid to create a humidity dome, right? To get this to stay nice and humid and wet, and then have these sprout. So maybe in a few days, maybe a week, we should start to see some tomatoes sprout. I'm just gonna leave these in our windowsill, and now I'm gonna do some peppers.
You do, Matthew? Spraying the soil so it's nice and wet. Nice job.
Good job. All right, that's good. I'm planting 2 different kinds of peppers right now. This Marconi red, it's like an Italian style red sweet pepper from Survival Garden Seeds, which I have a discount code for these in the description below this video. If you want to get some cool collections that they sell from Survival Garden Seeds, definitely check that out and use my discount code below. So I'm going to seed these and some banana peppers that I saved from last year. My fancy thing. I just like to save them, put them in a bag. It's really simple.
Daddy.
So many seeds in just one pepper.
Daddy, don't get what's that?
I said it's banana peppers. But the reason I'm growing kind of these shaped peppers, like banana peppers and Italian peppers, is
Daddy,
because...
that's toilet paper.
It's not.
What is it
It's just a
then?
paper towel.
Ah.
I realized last year that when I'm growing growing these in my green stalk planter, that these style of peppers, the a little bit smaller peppers, I guess because they're not as heavy as a big fat bell pepper, they did a lot better in my green stalk planter than the bell peppers did. So this year I'm planning to grow basically all like banana peppers and Italian style peppers in the green stalk, and I'm still going to grow some bell peppers, some California Wonder bell peppers, but I'm going to put them in a different area on the farm that like actually directly in the ground, or grow bags, something like that. But these I'm going to start in here for my green stalks. There's 30 slots, there's 30 openings for plants in one of those original size green stalks. So I'm going to plant, I have 2 of them, so I'm going to plant 60 peppers. I'm going to have 2 of them with 60 pepper plants. I'm hoping to grow enough peppers that we'll have peppers in the freezer all year long. So whenever I want them, I like to mix them in my morning eggs and stuff. And I hate having to buy peppers from the store. So I'm going to do these
I can't see, Lucy.
a lot more.
I can't see.
I'm going to plant a lot more this year because I didn't have enough last year. I never seem to have enough peppers. I go through them really fast. I enjoy them. So I'm going to plant them a little bit dense. Yeah, here. Hold your hand up. You can drop those.
Yeah.
Right in the middle. Peppers can take a little bit longer to germinate, so you definitely want to give them a head start. Yep. Definitely want to give them a head start inside or in a greenhouse of some sort, because they take a while before you see any fruit. All right, that's good. Oh, you got one more? Go ahead, put them right here.
Or maybe you could like start them in winter when the season's not even.
If this whole tray is full of little peppers, that's okay, because what we're going to end up doing is just separating them after they just start to grow, before they start to get really big, so they're not all competing for nutrients and everything, and we'll put them in their own individual pots to get bigger before we plant them outside. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to gently cover the seeds I'll do this part, okay? You can, when I tell you, you could spray this wet so
By
that...
myself?
Yes.
And I can hold it?
Yeah, but not right now. Let me finish. After I cover
I'll
all the
raise up
seeds.
my hair so I can reach it.
Okay. Let me cover all the seeds first.
Okay.
We're just gonna wet this and leave it in the window. I have a feeling this would always happen. The tomatoes will sprout before the peppers, but you put them in the same kind of growing conditions. The peppers will sprout just a little bit later than the tomatoes. Yep.
All right, now back here. Don't forget back here.
It's all right. Okay. All right, that's good. Very good. All right. And we're all done. I've also got these new trays here in the window. These are trays that I bought from Epic Gardening in their store. They're for-sale pots. They're pretty deep. They're very deep. I've never grown in something like this indoors. Like I've had like a wide pot like this, but not separated with all these. But the other day I used these for the first time. You see I planted some loofah seeds here. I also planted some more loofah seeds in here, but I also planted some pumpkin seeds. I don't usually start pumpkins this early, but I want to try to grow this really, really big variety of State Fair winter pumpkin. So starting them in the windows here to give them a nice head start. One more thing we're going to be planting are sweet potatoes to get some slips. Now these actually just started growing slips all on their own in our pantry. So I didn't even add the water yet. This thing is huge. I'm just gonna put them in these jars. This one too already has a slip, but I want it to grow more. I'm gonna fill this with water halfway, both of these, and put them over in the windowsill with the rest of our plants and let these grow more sprouts. I'm gonna do that to all of the sweet potatoes that I've saved up here. So we'll get lots of sweet potato slips to plant in the garden as well. Just like that.
Who's driving? Get back here.